And welcome into another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, and tonight, for the time being, I am joined by Dan Beebe, but Dan O'Shea will be in just a few moments. Dan, thank you for joining. Got a lot to talk about tonight, but first, how are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, really excited to finish up this Draftermath series. For the past 4 episodes, 3 episodes, this being the 4th, we've been breaking down the 2020 NFL Draft by conference. We've done the AFC and the NFC East to start, then we did the AFC NFC South, then we did AFC NFC West. Tonight, we're going to finish it up by talking AFC and NFC North. Now, this has been, for me at least, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but for me, this has been the biggest difference in terms of teams. Some that did really well and some that did really poorly. But before we get into that, I've been missing sports. Been missing it a lot. So I started today watching some college football classics. My favorite games. I got through one and I got through half of another. I rewatched the classic Appalachian State Michigan game from 2007. I am in the middle. I'm in the middle of the 2006 Fiesta Bowl, which was Boise State, Oklahoma. The next game I'm going to watch is 2008 Texas versus Texas Tech. It was, I believe, the final game of the Big 12 season before they reinstituted the championship game. And that game put Texas Tech, and Oklahoma into a 3-way tie, forcing it to a tiebreaker to determine the champion, and just has a magical finish. I'm excited to watch that. And then, for Tony, I'm going to watch the 2003 Ohio State versus Miami game, which that 2003 Miami team is just fucking loaded. Loaded. Jonathan Vilma, Ed Reed, Santana Moss, Jeremy Shockey, I believe are all on that team.
Yep.
I'm excited to watch those two, and I gotta find more games to look into and watch again, because it was great doing that while I worked today. But the AFC NFC North is going to be our focus for tonight. So
I thought you were going to say USC Penn State in the Rose Bowl game.
Oh man, I couldn't bring myself to watch that, but it was so good. It was, it was incredible. Except that, Penn State should have held on to a lead. Whatever.
Yep.
I can't be mad at it. Adoree Jackson and Juju Smith-Schuster both had huge games. So let's. What do you say we get into the AFC NFC North, huh? All right. We'll start with the AFC. Now, the AFC North are, in alphabetical order, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers. All right, so let's start with the Bengals. The obvious number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, quarterback from LSU. In the second round, pick 33, they drafted T. Higgins, the wide receiver from Clemson. In round 3, they drafted Wyoming linebacker Logan Wilson. In round 4, they drafted pick 107, Akeem Davis Gaither, the linebacker from Appalachian State. With their 5th round pick at 147, Khalid Kareem, defensive end from Notre Dame. Round 6, pick 180, Hakeem Adeniji, guard from Kansas. And then round 7, pick 215, linebacker from Purdue, Marcus Bailey. All right, so we'll just start number one. Joe Burrow, was that the right pick? The Bengals obviously needed to get a quarterback, but was Joe Burrow the best choice? Could they have gone after, or should they have gone after Tua? Should they have looked more at Herbert? Or did it have to be Joe Burrow? I think for, the enviable position of drafting number one, I don't know that I would have gone with a quarterback, honestly, with Chase Young on the board.
Yeah, I mean, it could weigh it both ways. I mean, basically, I think they were smart to take him since they had the opportunity. This is a way for them to move on from Andy Dalton. You say Tua, I wasn't 100% sold on Tua.
The connection is really bad, and I can't really understand what you're saying.
How about now?
That sounds a little bit better. I'm sorry, go on.
Okay, yeah, I had my hand over the mic. Maybe this helps. I thought it's smart that they take Burrow. If you're going QB, I know you have two up there. I think two is going to be very injury prone though, so I personally would avoid him. But yeah, they definitely had to move on from Andy Dalton, so I think it was a good pick for them.
Okay. Like I said, I feel like it's very hard for me to not take Chase Young number one overall. I know they needed a quarterback. I would have considered moving back and trying to get a quarterback a little bit later. Maybe draft Chase Young and then move back into the top 10 if you can to get Justin Herbert. I don't know. Obviously, they had to do something. They made the right choice by taking Joe Burrow. I have a hard time not taking Chase Young. That's just the thing for me. Their second round pick, T. Higgins, wide receiver. AJ Green, what's going on with him? Is he going to be effective? Is he going to be on the team? Who knows what's going to happen with AJ Green? You go out and get T. Higgins, makes sense. Your defense really needed some linebacking help. Was Logan Wilson, the linebacker from Wyoming, was he the right guy to fill the need? I think he was a pretty good pick. And then you go 40-some picks later, and you take Akeem Davis-Gaither, the linebacker from Appalachian State, who I really like. Appalachian State, very underrated team. Most of the season were undefeated. Had a couple of bogus losses that really kept them out of being that number one group of five team. Khalid Kareem, defensive end from Notre Dame. Again, you need help with defense. That right there is that solves at the very least some depth because he's good. He's a good player. I don't know why they would wait until the 6th round and take a guard from Kansas when Kansas is literally the dog shit on the shoe of college football. And then Marcus Bailey, linebacker from Purdue. Obviously, they realize they need a linebacker, and they are just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Now, the grade that they were given by Sports Illustrated was an A-. I disagree. I think that it can't be really any higher than a B, in my opinion. Like, the Joe Burrow pick was the obvious necessity. That you can't fault them for that. T. Higgins, good pick. Wide receiver from Clemson, good pick. But,
solely for not taking Chase Young, you think?
What was that?
That's why you don't give them the A- because they missed out Chase Young?
Oh, no, because I don't know why they would draft a guard from Kansas and why they would... I feel like they should have gotten more help on the offensive line sooner. I don't think a 6th-round guard from Kansas is going to help that offensive line at all. Especially not when you've got the Browns when you've got the Ravens, when you've got the Steelers, who all have solid to really good defenses. They should have addressed the offensive line sooner and should have addressed it better. That's why I can't give them a higher grade than a B.
Brandon. Yeah, that seems fair. I'd probably go around B plus. B plus, and then they got a quarterback.
They did get a quarterback. They got the quarterback that they've been saying they were going to get for the entirety of the offseason. As we welcome in Dan O'Shea. Dano, how you doing?
Men, I'm happy with a short week. How are you guys doing?
I have a really short week, so that's good. So,
hell yeah.
Tomorrow's my last day for the week. I have Friday off.
Nice. I got half-day Fridays for the summer, so I'm pretty hyped as well.
Nice. I have a dentist appointment. Anyways, we're talking about the Bengals. We just ran through their draft picks. I'll run through them again really quick. First pick, Joe Burrow, pick in the round, second round pick, Jesus. T. Higgins, wide receiver from Clemson. Third round, Logan Wilson, linebacker from Wyoming. Fourth round, Akeem Davis-Gaither from linebacker from Appalachian State. Round 5 pick is Khalid Kareem, defensive end from Notre Dame. Round 6, Hakeem Adeniji, the guard from Kansas. And round 7, Marcus Bailey, linebacker from Purdue. I gave them a B grade. Sports Illustrated gives them an A-. The reason I can't give them any higher than a B is because you got your guy Joe Burrow. He's going to be your starting quarterback. But your offensive line needs a lot of work, and you failed to address it except with a 6th-round guard from Kansas. Kansas, school that I just described before you got on as the shit